Okay, let's just say what we're all thinking. This isn't about a basketball game anymore. This is about a business empire being built in real time. And at the very center of it, Caitlin Clark, injured, exhausted, scrutinized, hype marketed, idolized, is carrying it all. And now she's been pressured to come back before she's ready, not because a team needs, or not even because of fans her, but because entire machine depends on it. Yeah, is that deep? Let's rewind a bit. Caitlin Clark's rookie season was supposed to be a fairy tale. If you're here for the real story, and not to filter version, subscribe. And if you're sticking around for the next meltdown, you better definitely subscribe. The Golden Girl college hoops stepping onto the WNBA, a stage when millions of new eyes on her sold-out arenas, headlines, media coverage that women's basketball hadn't seen in decades, and for a while was magic everywhere she went. Instead, sell out her name in every conversation, her jersey flying off shelves faster than you could click add to cart, entire cities treating her arrival like a celebrity tour stop. But beneath the surface, the cracks were already forming. She was taking hits, overplayed, undersupported, officiate like a second-tier rookie, not the literal future of the league. And while everyone around was regular awards, she was quietly getting worn down. Then came the injury, the pause, the silence, and suddenly everything changed. Attendance started dropping, broadcast reading dip hard. The WNBA would have been basking in its Caitlin-fueled renaissance was back in crisis mode. The fans didn't disappear, but the buzz, the energy gone. And then, just as quickly as a hype dipped, boom, Nike detonates a branding bomb, a custom logo for Caitlin Clark. Like a full-blown, iconic black and gold insignia, dropped like a missile across social media, etched onto sneakers, hoodies, gear. Her name, not just in lights, but in legend. Forget Rookie of the Year, forget the next big thing. This wasn't just marketing, this was coronation Nike way. Was it waiting for the lead to catch up? They weren't sitting around hoping Clark can recover quietly and slide back and gently. No, they were planting their flag, staking millions on a return. Her presence, her dominance. They're not just building a campaign, they're building a dynasty with Clark at the top. And let's be real, that logo, it wasn't as a swoosh moment, it was pressure. Because when your face is printed on limited edition gear that sells out in minutes, when your name is stitched into a billion-dollar brand play, when your signature issue is already being whispered about in secret labs and high-end design meetings, you're no longer just the player. You're a product, and that product has to perform. That's the trap, the paradox, the pressure cooker. Caitlin Clark, this generational talent, is walking highlight reel, is being pulled in two directions. On one hand, she's still human, still recovering, still managing pain and expectations, and a lead that hasn't protected her the way they should have. But on the other hand, she the investment. Nike didn't rule out that logo because we're patient. They did it because they're ready to ship the shoes, ready to launch the rollout, ready for queue for holiday sales, ready to make Bill Lions. And every day, she's now court that investments. It's still, that's why you're seeing the pressure spike, whispers about her coming back soon. Teasers on social media, practice footage, conveniently leaked, reporters dropping just enough hints to keep the narrative warm. Because the truth is, the lead needs her, the brand needs her, the momentum, the ratings, the viewership, the cultural conversation, it all needs her. She's not just a player anymore. She's the engine. And here's where it gets dark, because as much as fans on believe is about basketball and growing the game, It's also about dollars, about the machine of sports marketing that takes a 22-year-old and wraps her in global campaigns, corporate deals, and national pressure like it a badge of honor. But clock. 6, not a robot, she's a person. And when you're coming off an injury, when your body's still sore, your team is still limping through rotations, and the cameras are pointing at your every breath, what that even mean to come back? Are you coming back because you're ready, or you coming back because you have to? Let's talk about that Nike deal for a sec. Can 8 years, $28 million, that's life-changing money. That's generational wealth. That's a message. But more than anything, that's expectation. Nike is basically saying you're not just a star, you're the future, act like it. And Caitlin Clark, she's small. Art, she knows what this means. She knows at one logo doesn't represent her name. It represents every little girl wearing number 22, every fan still defending her in comment sections, every frustrated teammate watching cause not go away. It represents a promise. So yeah, she's a comeback. Of course she is, because she's Caitlin Clark. She doesn't run from pressure. She eats it. But the tragedy here, the part nobody wants to talk about, is that she's coming back because she has no choice. The league can afford to lose her. Nike can't afford a slow roll out. The media cycle can afford quiet off season. So she'll ace up. She'll walk out onto that court, and the crowd will scream. The merge will fly. The cameras will zoom, and no one will ask, is she okay? Is she actually healed, or just healed enough to sell tickets? Is this or timeline or the leagues? Because when you become the product, you don't get to pick your pace. And that's the part that stings, because we all love a comeback story. We owe. And see her drop 30 again, drain logo 3, spark that electricity we've been missing. But what happens when a comeback is about the player? It's about the profit. Would have happens when a logo is launched, the rollout is live, and the pressure becomes physical. The answer: we watch anyway, because we're addicted to the spectacle. We cheer when she scores, we post. When she smiles, we celebrate return, even if it's built on a foundation of exhaustion. But let me be clear, Caitlin Clark isn't going to be swallowed by this moment. She's too smart, too talented, too aware. She sees the pressure, she feels the weight, and instead of letting it crush her, she'll own it, because she knows the stakes. She knows what it means: a career, lead, a brand, a gender, a movement. It all at once. And she knows is bigger than basketball. This is about setting the tone for the next generation. The Nike logo, that's not a trophy. It's a warning. It says be ready, because the world is watching. And Clark, she's ready. She's coming back, not for them, for herself, to take control of her own narrative, to play the way she wants to play, to remind everyone that the logo is just a symbol and she is the story. And when she stepped on that court, don't look for apologies. Don't expect meet this, because Caitlin Clark logo and all is about does show the world what happens when a player become the brand and refuses to let the brand define her. So buckle up, because a comeback is not just return, it's reclaiming. And this time, she's not just playing for the win, she's playing for everything. Stay loud in the comments, hit that subscribe, and tell me, do you think large returns about timing or pressure? Either way, the logo's already lit, and Caitlin Clark is about to walk through the fire. All right, you want a full story? Let's go all the way in, because we're not stopping at a sneaker drop or a post-game press quote. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark stepping back. Check on the court. This is about what happens when he becomes met before she's even hit her peak, and then as a little to the hype in real time, with every camera point at her, every brand clinging to her image, and a league literally built on her shoulders. Yeah, welcome to the Caitlin Clark Industrial Complex. Let's be real. Nike didn't just release that logo to celebrate a feel-good rookie story. That wasn't a round of applause. It was a declaration of ownership. It was a contract between the culture and capitalism. It said this isn't just a moment. This is a market. And Caitlin Clark is a currency, that sleek modern logo already being slapped on to hoodies, bottles, backpacks, limited edition prints. You can feel the machine starting to rev up. She's not as a player now. She's product, ties, perfectly packaged for mass consumption, built for highlight reels, airport ads, TikTok filters, and motivational quotes on Pinterest. And a wild his part. She hasn't even had a for healthy season yet. But the pressure to return, oh, it's here, it's loud. And it's coming from every direction. The WNBA needs to return, because without her the wheels or wobbling ticket sales have slowed, ratings have dipped, the storylines aren't sticking. There's no momentum. And in a league still struggling for consistent mainstream relevance, that deadly Nike needs a return, because they just made the biggest bet on a female basketball player in modern history. They've already committed $28 million plus, production costs, marketing campaigns disappear. The Eels, if she's not playing, the machine grinds, the rollout stalls, the bus fades. And the fans, well, the fans dismiss the magic, because Clark doesn't just play basketball, she electrifies it. When she's on the floor, every second feels cinematic. It's logo threes. Like it's nothing, drops dimes across defenders, with the casualness, has at signature swagger that makes you think, oh, we're witnessing something historic. She's got that Jordan thing, that arena thing that you'll tell your kids you watch your living. And that's what makes this moment so complicated. At it, because right now she's the most visible, marketable, polarizing athlete in women's basketball. And she's not even 100% healthy. She's still managing recovery, still fielding questions about her fitness, still trying to block out the noise, while headlined whisper, will Caitlin return this week? League hopes for Clark return before playoff. Nike ramps a promotion ahead of Clark's comeback. Translation, TikTok, Caitlin, everyone's waiting. But here's the thing they keep forgetting. She's not commodity. She's not a racehorse to trot out when the bidding starts. She's not a hologram built to post stats and smile for cameras. She's a human being, a young woman who just survived media hurricane, a physical beatdown, and entire leagues were to scrutiny, and now they wanted to hit restart like nothing happened. Please, this isn't just a comeback. It's a test. Who owns Caitlin Clark? Is it Nike with their branding MP? Hire and billion-dollar runway? Is it a WNBA, a desperate revival? Is it the fans who bought tickets and jersey for their dogs and now want their Rosia? Or is it her? Because that's the twist they didn't see coming. Caitlin Clark may be pressure from all sides, but she still holds the keys. She decides eyes when she plays. She decides how far she'll go. She decides what whether this month becomes a breakthrough or a breaking point. And make no mistake, this moment is massive. Every single thing about her return has been curated for maximum impact. Leak photo from practice, strategic, unofficial interview. Use teammates subtly hyping her on social. Even the WNBA social media has started quietly building the drumbeat again. One cryptic post here, one teaser clip there. You can feel the build up. Because when she does return, oh, it's gonna be a spectacle. Picture it. The crowd is already standing before. Tip-off, the camera cuts to her, and warm-ups rocking her signature logo gear. The music swells, the announcers lean in, and then she checks in, not just as a player, but as a brand, a symbol, a comeback queen walking into storming, her head high and her shoes laced tight. And from that moment on, every second will be deceptive, every move, every shot, every eye roll at the ref, because that's the cause, and crown naked, and give her a logo, because they like her. They gave her a logo, because they're betting on her to be the engine of the next era, the Jordan of women's basketball, the icon who not only lived the league, but transcended. Ensure that comes with the perks, the money, the influence, the cultural capital, but it also comes with expectations, and that's the knife's edge. Clark is walking right now. She knows as she comes back and dominates. She validates everything, the deal, the hype, the marketing, the faith place in her. She becomes untouchable. But if she struggles, if she looks rusty, cautious as it in the vultures will circle, they'll say, she came back too soon. They'll say the pressure broke her. They'll say maybe she was built for this after all. And that right there, that's the real game she's playing, not just on hardwood, but in the hearts and minds and entire industry that banking on her to fix something much bigger than herself. But you know what? She's not flinching, because Caitlin Clark isn't just another player in the pipeline. She's a moment. She's the reason little girls now show up to games with eyeliner numbers on their cheeks. She's a reason arena parking lot, or for 3 hours before tip-off. She's a reason resale ticket prices for a rookie crack triple digits. That doesn't happen. And now she's stepping into a second act. Wiser, tougher, louder. This isn't a wide-eyed college for nominee more. This is Caitlin Clark, the brand, the battle, tested the blueprint. And when she walked back on, and that court, it won't just be about point and possessions. It'll be about power. Who has it? Who wants it? And who's about to take it? So go ahead, buy the logo gear mark to return date. Prepare your tweets and takes. Just know that behind all of it, as a woman who's had to navigate more in 12 months than most stars deal with in a lifetime, and she's still standing, still fighting, still writing the story in real time, and whenever or a shot drops, when she drains that logo three, it's not just the bucket. It's a statement. I'm not bet because you needed me. I'm back because I decided it was time. And with that, Caitlin Clark rewrites everything. Okay, so let's not kid ourselves. This whole thing, the Nike logo, the media frenzy, the carefully worded press updates, is not just hype anymore. It's strategy. Its tension is a slow burning build-up to a cultural earthquake. And Caitlin Clark is the epicenter. She knows it. We know it. And trust me, the WNBA knows it too, because Caitlin, not just being welcomed back, she's being summoned by a lead that's losing altitude without her, by a brand juggernaut that's ready to move product yesterday, by a fan base. It's teetering between admiration and impatience. And here's the twist. She's still deciding how she wants to play it. Let's break that down for a second, because this is not your typical star returned from injury storyline. This isn't some heartwarming comeback montage set to call play. This is chess, high stakes, ego-rattling billion-dollar chess. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just coming back to help the Fever make a playoff push. She's returning to a world that already moved, or from player the savior. And no one, not the league, not Nike, not the fans, can quite agree on what that actually means. The WNBA, a four-part, is desperate to get back to Caitlin Clark effect, because since she stepped away, things haven't been cute. The numbers are down, ticket resale prices have dropped, national broadcasts use a buzzword, Clark commentary have suddenly shifted, awkward silence, or worse, nostalgic clips of what was his like. The whole ecosystem is holding its breath, hoping she walked back into the spotlight and fixes it all, because the truth is they need her to save the season. and they're not saying out loud. But you can see it in the scheduling you can see, and how every teaser trailer, every promo clip, every social media post is dangling her return like a carrot. They're not just marketing games anymore. They're marketing the moment she comes back, because it's not just a comeback, it's a reset button. You can feel the tension in the way the league is moving, like they know they put too much on her too soon. And now they're praying she still is gas in the tank, and Nike, oh Nike, is ready. This logo drop was a warning shot. They're not here to wait. They're not here to see how things play out. They're not pacing themselves. They've already built to stage. The merge is printed. The inventory is locked and loaded. The partnerships are pre-signed. The money is in motion. And you think it will slow that train down because Caitlyn rehabbing? Please, they've already turned her into a global brand, a walking movement, the new face of women's sports, period. But here's what no one seems ready to admit: that pressure to return, it's not just external anymore. Because Caitlyn Clark, she's watching it all. She knows exactly how much weight is on her name. She knows it every time someone compares with Jordan or Colby, the expectations double. She knows that when the league stalls in her absence, it becomes a responsibility, whether she asks for it or not. And what do you do when that kind of pressure starts to feel normal? You start pushing yourself to meet it, not because you're ready, but big, because you don't let everyone down. And that, right, there is danger. That's what we don't talk about when we glamorize greatness. That it costs something, and Clark has already paid more than most rookies ever will. She came into the league with a target on her back. She even fouled show, taunted, scrutinized, criticized, deified, and blamed. And yet somehow she still shows up to practice, still shows up to fill sessions, still shows up in the media, even when face is exhausted. And you can tell she'd rather be anywhere else, because she knows the stakes, because she knows she's more than just a player now. She's a league's main character. So yeah, there's pressure, but there's also purpose. And that's what makes her so damn special. She's not folding under it. She's turning it into fuel. That logo Nike just dropped is not just branding. It's a warning. It says she's coming, not because she has to, but because she wants to remind everyone exactly who she is. So when she checked bag in the game, don't expect they like she's easing and expect her to dominate. Expected to hit that first deep three, turn the camera, and smirk like she never left. Expect her to make a statement, because she knows she's not just playing for herself anymore. She's playing for every girl who watched to get ignored by the refs and said that's not fair. She's played a future, the WNBA, which lives and dies on whether stars are allowed to be stars. And yeah, she's playing for Nike too. But here's the twist. She's using logo to elevate her story, not the other way around. They're not building her brand, she's building theirs. And that's the real game. Caitlyn Clark isn't here to fit into a mold. She's here to break it and then sell it back to you for $120 and a resale markup. So let them pressure. Let them whisper about timelines and play of windows and media value. Let the league quietly sweat while pretending they're giving her space. Let the fans count down the days and the brand refresh their lunch counters, because Clark, she's coming not for them, for herself. To take back the narrative, to finish what she started, to walk to the fire, logo blazing, and remind the world that you can't rush greatness. You can only watch as it steps on a court and takes over. So yeah, she's about to return. And when she does, don't call a comeback.